Have you ever wondered what nearly $800 of groceries actually looks like for a family of 10? This month, our Costco and Walmart grocery haul came to $773.97. But there is a twist. I didn't buy any of it. I have been sick, so I sent my husband and our daughter Esther to Costco and Walmart with my grocery list and budget of nearly $800. Shopping for a family of 10 is no small task. Today, we're going to unpack everything they brought home and find out, did they actually get everything that we needed? They had my grocery list, they had a budget, and they had the responsibility for stocking our kitchen for 10 people. Hi, I'm Amber, mom of 8. Welcome to Mama Simply. We're a family of 10 living in rural Indiana, and around here, I share simple rhythms, real food, and everyday life with 8 kids. If you enjoy grocery hauls, easy meals, large family life, and practical tips, I'd love to have you subscribe. There's always room for more around our table. People often ask what it costs to feed a family of 10. Today's receipts say $773.97, but receipts only tell part of the story. These groceries represent breakfast around the table, packed lunches, after swimming snacks, movie nights, and the meals that bring our family together over the next several weeks. Today, I'm going to show you everything that they bought, how close they stayed to the grocery budget, what almost $774 buys our family of 10, and a few surprises that somehow made it into the cart, including Spam, pool toys, a brand new TV remote, and pizza with root beer floats for family movie night. While you're watching my husband and Esther going shopping at Costco and Walmart, I have to tell you, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. I made my grocery list like I always do, and I made the meal plan. I got everything laid out, and I sent them on their way and hoped that they could find everything. And my husband assured me that they could, and he felt really confident, and Esther was going along to help. So I trusted them, and we'll see how they did. Shopping for a family of 10 isn't a quick errand. It involves planning meals, comparing prices, remembering everyone's favorite foods, and trying to fit an entire worth of a month's groceries into one cart. And sometimes it does take us quite frequently, it does take us 2 carts. Our pantry is looking pretty bare. The freezer has plenty of room in it, and the fridge definitely needs a restock. Every month, it's amazing to watch these spaces go from nearly empty to completely full again. When people hear that we spent $773.97 just in one shopping haul, that sounds like an enormous grocery budget bill. And you're probably right. Spending almost $800 in one haul, just one day of grocery shopping for most families, is probably about what they spend for half the month. But with our large family, this is what we spend every single month shopping at Costco. And then I also like to shop at Walmart, Aldi, Troyer's, and also Kroger is in my lineup too. So generally what I do is I plan out the month of meals that we're going to have. I make my grocery shopping list around that. And then we shop at Costco for our bulk items that are going to get us through the month. And then we also plan to stock up at Troyer's. That's where I get most of my bulk meats. And then Walmart, Aldi, and Kroger are where I shop sales. So that way I can get better deals on the especially produce that we go through every week. I always get fresh produce, bread, and milk are other items that we also get on a weekly basis, and anything that we run out of or that we forgot. And especially at Costco, we have some favorites. The cottage cheese is a favorite. The yogurt is also a favorite of ours. There are a couple items that we just have as a preference, either personally or as a family. And so we invest in getting those. Another example, Honey Nut Cheerios. My kids really like the actual brand of Honey Nut Cheerios. Jack would be a Red Hot sauce, Frank's Red Hot fanatic. And Noah also is a ranch. I don't know that I've ever told any of you that. Ranch is his favorite condiment. And so it just seems like everybody kind of has their own little items that they just absolutely love or have a preference on. So we like to grab those for the individual people in our family. When they got home, my husband looked at me and said, "I don't think I want to do that again." And I just laughed because now he understands why grocery haul day is always such a big project around here. Apparently, shopping for what he called an army is a little bit more work than he expected. I think after one trip solo, he has a whole new appreciation for why grocery shopping usually takes me quite a while each month. And he didn't even do the prep. I did all the prep, but he did do all of the legwork, and I really appreciate that. But he also told me something that I found really, really sweet and very special. He loved getting to spend one-on-one time with Esther. He said that spending the day shopping with Esther was his favorite part. With 8 kids, those opportunities don't happen as often as we would like. So, although the grocery store trip was a lot of work, it ended up being a very special afternoon for the two of them. And sometimes the best family memories happen during the most ordinary errands or moments. Let's unpack $773.97 worth of groceries, and let's see how Greg did. When you hear $773.97, it sounds like an incredible amount of money. But when you're buying for 10 people for the month, let's see how quickly it disappears. Today, I'm going to show you everything they picked up for our family of 10, share a few funny stories from their shopping trip, and unpack all the groceries together. So let's get started. Let's see how they did following my grocery list. Most of what you see here was exactly what was on the list. I like the canned chicken breast. My husband likes this for chicken salad sandwiches. So this has a 6-pack of cans. We will definitely use that. And then this brand, Good Culture, of the cottage cheese. I really like to have that for breakfast, and I'll have peaches with it and can do a little bit of cinnamon on top, and it's really tasty, especially for breakfast. We go through a 3-pound tub of sour cream every month, and that will be for taco nights. And this actually probably belongs in the Walmart segment, but the kids got it out anyway. This is my favorite creamer. Definitely, if you can find it, the white chocolate raspberry, so good. My husband grabbed the trail mix. This is a snack that I really like to have for myself. I don't really like to share because the kids pick out all of the M&Ms and then just leave me with the peanuts and the raisins, and that's really annoying. So this is going to go in my secret stash so they can't pick out the M&Ms. This was not on the list, but my husband grabbed the bacon crumbles. He really likes to have bacon on top of side salads that I usually serve with dinner. And then I do like to have it on hand for loaded baked potatoes. Makes all the difference. And then he also grabbed some dishwasher detergent. And this is really handy because we run our dishwasher about 3 times a day. And then my husband loaded up on the Kirkland brand of the coffee. And he likes to make a pot of coffee every day. And we are running low on ketchup. If there's one condiment that Esther has as her favorite, it would probably be ketchup. So food is just a vehicle for her to get the ketchup. Then the Heavenly Hunks. This was another thing on the list that is just for mom snacks. These Heavenly Hunks, if you haven't had these are amazing. Definitely try them. Then my husband got the Welch's fruit snacks. This was not on the list, but I guess Esther wanted the fruit snacks instead of the snacks that I had put on the list. So there's 90 pouches in here, and this will probably last about 2 days, but we'll see. Then the boys really like the Honey Nut Cheerios, and they are really picky. It has to be the brand name of the Honey Nut Cheerios, and Costco carries this for the best price. It's a little over $8 for this, for the 2 boxes. So whenever we go to Costco, I always grab a 2-pack of the boxes of the Honey Nut Cheerios. So Greg remembered to buy those. So that's a really good buy that he remembered that. Then we have the 6-pack of the romaine lettuce hearts. And we usually go through this fairly fast. I like to buy the salad kits, and then my secret hack is I usually cut up one of these of the romaine hearts and use it to bulk up the salad kit so you can make it stretch a little bit further. So that's my little hack for how I make those salad kits go a little bit farther. Then Greg remembered to get these paper plates. And let me get them turned around here. See how many there are. 240 of the paper plates. Since I haven't been feeling really too well lately, the paper plates have been super handy to have on hand. And then it helps with the kitchen cleanup and just makes things a little simpler, especially over the summer too. No one wants to spend all day doing dishes. And then Greg grabs some grapes that we could have these with lunches, and those are really handy. I'm just going to wash those up, and then when we are ready to have lunch, we can have those as a side. Then this is Noah's condiment favorite. He goes through ranch like it's going out of style. So this 2-pack of ranch that says that it's 80 fluid ounces will probably last 2 weeks. And then the kids really like this strawberry jam from Costco. This is the 2-pack. And again, this will probably last about a week each. So they like jam. And then my husband grabbed 4 of the rotisserie chickens. And we're going to have 2 of these for dinner tonight, along with some cheesy potatoes and a side salad. And so 2 of those for one meal. And then I will put the other 2 in the refrigerator. And this week I will use the leftovers for chicken salad sandwiches. Serve that alongside of this watermelon. We'll have that with lunches. So that's another easy side for lunches. And probably use the other half for dinner. So this is a pretty large watermelon. And I think I can get about 2 meals out of that. We'll see. The kids really love watermelon. They are really watermelon fans. Then I have lunch meat here, and I like to have this on hand for lunches, just super easy summertime lunches. Not really a whole lot of effort or fuss. And this 3-pack comes with the chicken breast, the ham, and the roast beef. So everybody should be happy. And then I've stocked up pretty well on milk, but my husband got us 2 gallons to get us back up to that 5-gallon a week quota. So the Boys have been pretty busy with activities this week, so they haven't been drinking as much milk, but we're stocked up now. And then the package of string cheese, this is on hand for snacks, and there's 60 cheese sticks in this package, so that will last us for the month. And those are always really handy to take places with us and different activities. They don't make a mess in the car. And apparently my grocery list had room for interpretation. Somebody thought we needed Spam. Spam was not on the list, but somehow it found its way into the cart. I guess every shopping trip has to include at least one surprise purchase. And honestly, I had to laugh when I saw it. If you've ever sent your husband to the grocery store, I'm guessing you've experienced this too. Somehow, a few extras always find their way into the cart. And he grabbed us popcorn. The boys love to have popcorn, especially for movie nights. And there are 44 packs in here. And then I'm going to show you, we got 4 loaves of bread. So this will last us about a week. And so the Aunt Millie's, they were running low on. And then some of the kids like the Sunbeam bread. So we are set on the bread for a little bit. And then my husband also picked up 2 packs of bagels. So Costco has these fresh in-house made bagels that are really good. And he got 1 plain pack and 1 Parmesan pack. So I have cream cheese in the refrigerator already, so we will have those with breakfast and some fruit. And then my husband also got Frosted Flakes. Some of the kids like the Frosted Flakes. This is a dad pick. My picks are always boring, but he decided to get the Frosted Flakes. So then this is a salad kit that we're going to have with dinner tonight. And like I said, it usually comes with quite a bit of dressing. So I bulk up the lettuce and then there's plenty for everybody. So Greg grabbed the large bag. So that was a really smart idea to get that. And then with that extra lettuce that I have, we should have plenty to go with our meal tonight. And then Greg also grabbed a carton of the strawberries. He said these were on sale. So the kids absolutely love berries of all kinds, strawberries, blueberries, really any kind of fruit they really enjoy. So we will have these on hand to have for breakfast. And then let me show you, Greg grabbed some chips, and my plan is to serve these with lunches, and hopefully they last that long. So he grabbed a bag of the classic sea salt. I kind of like just plain run-of-the-mill chips. I don't feel like they need a whole lot of embellishment aside from salt. And he grabbed the big bag, the 22 ounce. And then I'm going to kind of skip ahead here so that way they can get on with heating up the scalloped potatoes. And this is my favorite scalloped potatoes. They're so easy, and they're going to get those heated up. And then they didn't have my favorite Noosa yogurt, but the Chobani's pretty good. And it comes with peach, the strawberry, blueberry, and a cherry flavor. So there's 5 of each of those. So these have the higher protein count in them. So those will make for easy, quick breakfast items. And then my husband grabbed a pack of the chicken thighs. And Noah really loves chicken Alfredo, and his favorite way to make it is with the chicken thighs. And he paid a little over $3 a pound, so that price isn't too bad. I'm going to split this pack in half and use it for 2 meals. Then my husband grabbed a package of the Hebrew National Franks, and there are 4 packages, and there's about 7 hot dogs in each. So we will have 2 packages for lunch, and then I'll have 2 for later in the week. And then this is David's favorite brand of the beer battered. He likes the Alaskan cod, and so we like to serve that with, Ellie's going to join us, and she's going to check out what we got. And I like to serve that with the French fries. So the beer battered cod and the French fries, kind of a fish and chips kind of style, is always a favorite. So this will be a really good meal. And I don't think there's too many ingredients in here, actually, aside from just potatoes. So this bag will serve us probably about 2 meals. And then the sharp cheddar cheese, my husband grabbed 2 bags of that for the Kirkland. So those are always a pretty good price for the 2-pack of the cheese. So he did a great job there. And then I'm going to show you the chips. So the boys absolutely love pickles. I don't know why they have a pickle love, but they really love pickles. So they wanted to try these spicy dill pickle flavored chips. So, and he grabbed the big bag as well, the 24 ounce there. And then he grabbed the big bag of Doritos. Now my plan is for Sunday after church, we're going to have taco salad. And I like to use the big bag of Doritos, crush that up, and then just make the taco fixings, and everybody can top their things. So I also want to show you the pizza. Costco changed up their pepperoni pizza, and I actually like these a lot better. It's a 4-pack, and it has the pepperoni and also the Italian sausage. So we like this actually better. So I'm happy with that change. You know, sometimes they change brands and you're not too thrilled about it. And then the cheese pizza, this is also another 4-pack. And I especially like the crust that they have with this. It fluffs up a little bit, like it's not flat how some pizzas are. And then my husband and I really like the Supreme, and they carry this in the cauliflower crust pizza. And we just really, I really like the flavor, and I think it's a really pretty good deal for the Supreme. And then we were short on paper towels, and so my husband picked up the pack with the 12 rolls. So we are all stocked up now on groceries. So I would definitely send him again, and I think he did a great job. And oops, I forgot the potatoes. So he got those extra large potatoes. One thing I love about these monthly hauls is seeing everything together before it disappears into the fridge and the pantry. And that wraps up everything they found at Costco. Now we're going to move over to Walmart, where they picked up the rest of our monthly groceries and a few things that weren't on the list, but that's okay. With 10 people in the house, these groceries won't last for very long. And if you've watched our grocery hauls before, you know that's just how life is around here. So let's get started into what they got from Walmart. And they grabbed a bunch of bananas. And bananas are funny because they, this wasn't where I wanted it. I'm sorry. Got a little distracted there. Okay, so then sausage, a roll of sausage, and I'm planning on making the Zappa soup. So I use a pound of the sausage, and then the kale and the potatoes and the bacon bits will go in that. And then I have the restaurant style hamburger buns, and so that will be for sandwiches this week. And Greg also picked up 2 packs of the hot dog buns, so that will also be for lunches this week too. And then he picked up the Vlasic, the kosher dill pickles. Now I probably would have bought a different brand. I usually get the generic, but the boys really like this brand, so they will be really happy about that. And then this creamer is my husband's favorite creamer, the Starbucks sweet cream with the vanilla splash. So he likes that for his coffee, so he grabbed that. That was not on the list, but I'll have to add that. Then he got these family size cut green beans, and I'm just curious, what exactly does family size mean? 7 servings. Okay, so I guess that is not large family size, but that's okay. He got 2 cans, so that will work out. We should have enough for everybody. So that is on the list for the week. And then he got these large cans of the albacore tuna. And so 3 of these cans will be one lunch for tuna fish sandwiches. And I like the large cans because it's always a huge pain trying to open up all those little teeny tiny cans. So the 3 cans will be one lunch. So we are set for lunches this week. And then he grabbed 4 cans of the black beans. Now, I usually use these black beans to kind of bulk up ground beef for our Taco Tuesday nights. So we are all set for Taco Tuesday. And then he also grabbed Noah's favorite Alfredo sauce. Noah insists that it has to be the ragu that makes all the difference. So that is for Noah's chicken Alfredo that he plans on making. And then I had him grab a bag of the marshmallows because we like to do s'mores in our fire pit. So we're set there. I had him grab a head of the celery, and that is for ants on a log for snack time. This 2-pound bag of carrots, now that will be for lunches, and this will probably only last about one lunch because my kids do like carrot sticks. So, and then everybody really likes the suddenly salad, the ranch and bacon. And so usually when I make this, I make 2 boxes for our family and there are no leftovers. So with 4 boxes, I have enough for 2 meals there. And then this is the fettuccine, and for the fettuccine Alfredo that Noah likes to make. And I have 2 boxes here. So this usually makes enough for our family, and often there are not any leftovers either. So, and then this is what I was trying to reorganize: the Taco Tuesday, the tortillas, the guacamole that will be for Taco Tuesday, and then also these family size with the 20 taco shells. And there's 2 of these, and so this week I will probably use those rotisserie chickens. One of those that my husband got, add in the black beans and serve that with fresh tomatoes. And then I have chicken soup. Oh, that was the other thing that I'm making this week. Yes, I'm making cream chicken sandwiches. So the cream of chicken soup and the buns and the rotisserie chicken will be for that. Then the kids really like to have baked beans with hot dogs. So Greg got one of each flavor, the country style and the brown sugar. Now, he also picked up the bucket of the vanilla ice cream, and so this will be for our family movie night. And we kind of haven't had time over the summer to do our family movie nights, but we're bringing it back. And so I am going to mix it up, but this week we're going to do root beer, and we picked out Follow Me Boys. And we really enjoyed this film. The boys especially loved the Boy Scouts theme and the practice war scene. And I think it might have given them some ideas for their own trail life troop. So then my husband brought home some of the crunchy peanut butter. And the crunchy peanut butter is David's favorite. And then everyone else likes the no-stir, the creamy peanut butter. So we have 4 jars of the creamy peanut butter, so that will last us about the month. So we are all set, and combined with the jelly, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then my husband also grabbed the Log Cabin, the original flavor for syrup. I know it's not the real kind. I would have bought a different brand. I would have gotten the real kind, but that's what he bought to go with Pancake Day. And wrapping up our groceries, my husband picked up this charcuterie board, And this is for our little date nights on weekends. We like to put the kids to bed, and then he and I watch a movie, and these are just my absolute favorite, and Walmart has the best deal on these. We've tried various ones, and this is hands down our favorite. It comes with everything, and it's under $15, so it's way cheaper. They also picked up a few pool toys. We're trying to soak up every bit of summer before school starts. So those will definitely get plenty of use this month. We're not going back to school until September. So the kids are going to have a blast doing that. And we've been having some issues with our pH. So we're trying to get that figured out and get that worked out. So Greg grabbed a few things to hopefully modify the pH. And then a few things for me. I've been having issues with, I had a shingles outbreak, and it's healing, and these actually helped quite a bit. And then the kids keep taking my phone charger and the cord, and it's so annoying. So Greg grabbed me a new one of that. So I really appreciate that. And then Esther helped pick out these training pants for Ellie. And when she saw them, she was so excited and so happy. She's just so cute. So happy for these training pants. She has been potty training, and we are ready to transition from pull-ups to the training pants. And she's so excited. She's going to show you upside down here. But these are Minnie Mouse, and she's so happy. And now she's going to go show her brothers, because I'm sure they're going to be really ecstatic. She's telling Greg thank you about her training pants. They had to buy a new TV remote. Why? Because somehow toothpaste ended up inside the battery compartment of the old one. Honestly, after raising 8 kids, I've learned there are just some mysteries that you don't solve. But if you have a house full of kids, you probably understand why sometimes you stop asking questions and just replace the remote. So, and also we needed a new can opener because that was too sticky for us to open. So, and just like that, the pantry is stocked, the freezer is full, and the fridge is ready for another month. It always amazes me how $773.97 could look like such a huge number on the receipt, but once it's spread across meals for 10 people, suddenly it doesn't seem to be nearly as overwhelming. Overall, they did such a great job, and considering that Greg has never done one of these big monthly grocery hauls before, I think he did just an amazing job. They came home with almost everything that we needed, stayed pretty close to the grocery budget, and honestly made life a whole lot easier for me while I'm recovering. So $173.97 later, our kitchen is ready for another month, and I'm really thankful that they were willing to take that on. It's always interesting to see nearly $800 disappear into a pantry, what looks like a mountain of groceries today. But if you've watched our channel for very long, you know it won't stay this full for very long either. If you watched our last restock after vacation, you know that our kitchen was completely empty. And this is the opposite of that. Today we're filling the pantry, the freezer, and the fridge again. And as I was putting groceries away, I noticed something written on the side of one of our pantry boxes. Apparently, someone decided to write the words poop across the cardboard. I'm not naming any names, but what is really funny to me is that this particular child usually has really terrible handwriting. But somehow, though, when it comes to writing the word poop, the penmanship suddenly becomes beautiful and you can read it. I guess the motivation really makes all the difference. These are the kinds of moments that make me laugh because this is just real life in a house full of boys. These are all of Jack's favorite things from our haul today. And I am so thankful that my husband Greg and Esther tackled this grocery trip while I am recovering. They did such a great job, and I think they deserve a break from grocery shopping, at least until next month. The pantry might be full today, but with 8 kids, it won't stay like that for long. Thank you so much for coming along with us today. August is shaping up to be a fun month, so I hope that you'll subscribe and join us for what's ahead. I'll be sharing our favorite summer essentials, some of our easy summer meals, camping adventures, camping grocery hauls, what we eat while we're camping, and some really fun family outings that I have planned, and I can't wait to share with you. If you enjoy large family grocery hauls, simple meals, and everyday life raising 8 kids, I'd love to have you subscribe and join us. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with our family, and we'll see you in the next one.